All right, guys, I am back, and this is kind of part two of our scatter plot situation. So we're back with some familiar graphs, and I've kind of cheated, and I've already put this into Desmos. We're now going to talk about the line of best fit, and what the line of best fit is it kind of helps us predict what we don't know, and essentially, okay, what we're going to get is we're going to get a line that kind of goes through our dots the best we can. Obviously, it's not going to hit all of them. But, okay, our goal is to be able to kind of match all of our information the best we can and be able to make some predictions. Okay, so I'm going to show you in Desmos how we can do it. Again, you don't have to be able to do this by hand. Okay, we have this handy dandy Desmos tool that is going to kind of help us work through this. Okay, the first thing you need to remember, okay, is this is what you're going to type into Desmos. You're going to type y1 squiggle, okay, or a tilde, for those of us that are clever, okay, and then mx1 plus b. Okay, so we're going to start to type that in. We're going to type y1, again, because it comes from the top of our table, right here, okay, the tilde, our little squiggle friend, oh, there we go, mx1 plus b. And if you did this correctly, again, you should see a line that goes through our dots. Okay, you should also see some progress being made over here, and it gives you a bunch of stuff. And the most important information are this M and this B. Okay, a massive, massive, massive part of the state test is being able to do this, and being able to do this, and take these two pieces of information and write an equation. Okay. So our line of best fit, all you have to do is you can kind of lose the 1. You can just say y. You can lose the squiggle and just call it equals, okay? And then you can change the m to whatever m value it gives us. And again, I'm going to shorten it. I'm going to go to 2 decimal places, and I'm going to go 0.94. Okay, I'm going to keep an x, and then I'm going to switch to our b value. And in this case, our b value is plus 0.50. Okay, that's the equation that we can get. Again, the main things that we took from this were my m value. Okay, this is my slope, if you remember from the beginning there, and this is my b, or my y-intercept. Okay, and what this lets me do again is make some predictions. And so what can I do with this? Okay, is actually I can go in here and let's say I wanted to know or make a guess of what y value or output would go with the input of, I don't know, 20. Okay, and so what I can do if I'm saying I want an x value of 20 is I can actually go in, I can just type m and then enter whatever x value I want, in this case 20, and then plus b, and it'll spit out a number. And that number it gave me was 19.45. So that's saying that if I put in 20, the predicted answer, or what I would expect to get back, is about 19 and a half. Okay, and that's that new dot I just made, that red dot that I'm putting in right there. Okay, which makes sense, right? That dot kind of looks to be in line with the rest of them. Okay, now the tricky part is, what if I wanted to know kind of the opposite? What if I wanted to know what x value would go with a y value of 12? You guys see this open space right here? Let's fill some stuff in. Let's say I wanted to go with a y value of 12. Well, unfortunately, there's not a great way to plug in and get that. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at our line, and you can click on the line and kind of move it around. And I want you to move until you get a y value that's pretty dang close to 12. Again, this is kind of an estimate. It's not perfect, but I'm going to get a y value really close to 12. It kind of looks like this. This is the closest I'm going to get, right? Just under 12. And when I do that, okay, it looks like my x value is 12.13. 12.13 seems about right. Okay, so it seems like if I have a x value or a y value of 12, my x value, okay, is 12.13, or just bigger than 12. Okay, I'm going to show you one more. Okay, let's do it with this this negative one right here. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to switch out some things in my table, and a nice thing actually is you can keep that y1, x1, all that stuff. Okay, you just have to change your table around a little bit. Okay, let's make some changes, okay? What were my points again? Let's see here. They are. So 1, 18, 3, 17, 4, 17, 6, 14, 10, 11, 12, 9, 15, 8, and 16, 4. And again, you'll see since we kind of left that y1, m, x1, all that good stuff, it did keep a line there, and the line kind of adjusted as we went. So again, I'm kind of thinking of a line that goes through the middle right here. Okay, if I wanted to write my equation, I always start with just y equals, then I'm focused on what it tells me. Okay, it tells me that my m this time is about negative 0.87. I'm going to keep an x. Okay, and then I'm going to add, what does that say, 19.5 plus 19.5. And that's telling me the equation, okay, of my line here would be y equals negative 0.87x plus 19.5. And let's make some predictions. Let's say I wanted to see what would I get if I put in, okay, an x value of 18. Again, my x values are easy. I can just type in m parentheses 18 plus b. And this is telling me that my output would be about 3.8 or just under 4. So right in there. Maybe I'll make it red again, make it easier to see. Okay. And then keeping it right along, let's say I've got kind of some blank space here. Let's say I wanted to figure out what my y value of 13, what my x value would be to go with that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my line. I'm going to slide along my line until I get a y value close to 13. Looks like the closest I'm going to get, and actually gives me a pretty good number. We're going to say about 7.5. We're going to say about 7.5. So at about 7.5, I've got a y value of about 13. Okay? So this is going to be a little bit weird. It takes some getting used to. Okay? But this practice that you are working on getting turned in, it has kind of both of these pieces in it. If you want to give it another try, you can try it with the no correlation, or you can try it with these dots down here. Okay? I can pause on these dots, okay, for a second if you want to enter those into Desmos and try to get an equation. But again, those are kind of the big skills that you need to have in order to be successful with scatter plots on your state test. All right? Thank you for tuning in.